Good evening. It's a pleasure to welcome you to these 150th commencement exercises for the Attleboro High School class of 2019. And now, please remain standing for the Star Spangled Banner, which will be performed by our senior choir under the direction of Mr. Gary Hyman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to welcome several honored guests, so I would ask that you please hold your applause until the end. State Representative Jim Hawkins, Mayor of the City of Attleboro, Paul Hero, School Committee Chair Stephen Withers Jr., School Committee members, Vice Chairperson Lori Scales, Secretary William Larson, Rob Geddes, Shannon Johnson, David Quinn, and Jim Storrs. City Council members, President Mark Cooper, Vice President Heather Perica. Superintendent of Schools, David Sawyer. Other members of the central office staff, Lori Regan, Mark Furtado, Yvonne Medeiros, Julianne Singer, and Tim Richmond. AHS administration and senior class staff, Assistant Principal Gene Hickox, Assistant Principal Kevin Gorman, Career and Technical Education Director Ann Montagano, Director of the Network Program Robbie Willamure, representing Attleboro Community Academy, Associate Principal Donna Cameron, Events Manager Katie Rigo, Senior Class Advisors Darby Sawyer and Caroline Altieri, members of the Attleboro High School faculty, building administrators and faculty of the Attleboro Public Schools, friends and family, and most importantly, the graduates of the Attleboro High School class of 2019. Welcome. I'm so very proud to stand before you all tonight to celebrate this 150th graduating class of our Blue Pride community. I'd like to thank all of our honored guests, parents, family, and friends for your presence. The faculty, staff, and I join everyone tonight in celebration of you. We are also joined tonight by our partners in your educational success, the administrative teams and educators from our elementary, middle, and high school who have prepared you so well. I want to thank them for their service to our schools. Thank you. Thank you. On a personal note, I'd like to acknowledge my number one fan, my mom. In 13 years as a principal, she never missed a graduation. I know she's smiling down tonight on the class of 2019. Rest in peace, Mom. Graduates, in so many ways, tonight is a culmination of your growth, perseverance, and success. But your real commencement begins tomorrow when you become AHS alumni, a moniker that is both an honor and a responsibility. I started my educational career as a math teacher, but I love to write, and I appreciate good writing. Some of my favorite writers are the ones who celebrate tradition and share commonalities such as a reverence for solitude and silence. As the 150th graduating class of AHS, you are entering a world that is really noisy. I'm sure other generations have faced more dire circumstances such as world wars and recessions, but I'm not sure graduates of another time had to prepare for the quantity of noise that you experience on a daily basis. Alerts, notifications, pings, clickbait, half-truths, gossip, and fake news. Not only is it exhausting, it's quite disorienting. So tonight, I'd like to take one last opportunity to share some advice with you and offer encouragement from one of my favorite writers, Henry David Thoreau, who once wrote, "Things do not change, we change." And I feel that this speaks so well to this moment tonight. Things don't change, we change. Have you as a class changed over the years? I would say so. You've changed significantly. From nervous freshmen trying to make it to class on time in that 428,000 square foot monstrosity across the way, to the confident leaders who regularly interact with members of our community. One staff member remarked like it was seeing you go from whoa as little freshmen to wow as the confident, capable young adults we see before us tonight. But your transformation certainly didn't happen in a vacuum. You changed because the people around you, people who believe in the school's mission, people who believe in the education of the Attleboro Public Schools, want you to know and love one another, to seek knowledge and truth, and to respect the dignity of every person while you contribute to society through leadership and service. I mentioned that being an alumni comes with responsibility. Thousands of alums who came before you understood that responsibility, and in April of 2018, they helped lead the charge, which has resulted in the construction site to my left. And as juniors, many of you helped make that new high school a reality. But your real responsibility as alumni is to make our world better than what it currently is. It's who we are as a proud community. It's the students who are there for a classmate who is struggling. It's the teachers who dig into their own pockets to make sure that every senior who wants to attend prom gets there. It's your families who love you more than you could possibly know. It's the countless people in your life who deeply appreciate that relationship. It's the way that each of you has grown in some way because of the diversity that you experience at AHS on a daily basis. You're leaving tonight as alumni, which means you are entering a very special group that has over 150 years of history. These are the people who will support you, cheer you on, and pray for you. You all know how much I love to talk about Blue Pride. It's not just part of an institution of individuals who always have and always will seek the fundamental betterment of our community and society. Blue Pride is a tradition. And tradition is powerful. It's what our city is based on. And tradition never graduates. And so I think of the notion of tradition, of family, of faith as something bigger than yourself that Thoreau was referring to when he said things don't change. And yet, I think there's still more. While Thoreau is right that some things don't change, there are plenty that must. I challenge you not only to continue your journey of positive changes, but also to be a catalyst for others to grow with you. Remember that any stumbling block or setback is an opportunity to improve. With your foundation here, there's no such thing as truly being a failure. You either succeed or you will grow. Speaking of failure, it's inevitable. We all fail. What I encourage you to find is your resilience. Seeing how education has changed over the course of my 32-year career has been exhilarating. However, there is one trend that I hope to see change soon. Students today are too quick to let constructive criticism consume them. If someone has the courage to offer you feedback, it shows that A, they care about you, and B, that you're strong enough to take it. How you respond to adversity is your true measure. I am a believer in the concept of culture building where good vibes, critical thinking, and virtuous behavior are contagious and can lead to awesome progress. We have to strive for progress in such a way that acknowledges that people can change things. The belief that Blue Pride lives here has become more than just a catchphrase. It has become a mindset that our entire city espouses. It's how our school was transformed before your very eyes. This beautiful stadium and soon-to-be new AHS won't build themselves. They will be hammered into reality because of traditions that our community holds dear and people who gave generously to continue this tradition of excellence for you. They took that responsibility very seriously, and now it's your turn. The path you embark on tomorrow, I challenge you to strive for a life of passion, joy, and service with an openness to always be willing to grow. That way you will walk with love for what you do and reverence for why you do it. Thoreau himself might define success in that very way. Graduates, we extend our gratitude to you for making sense of our past, bringing peace for today, and creating hope for tomorrow. Congratulations. You have been a blessing to me. I love you all, and thank you for being you. Now please join me in welcoming the Mayor of the City of Attleboro, Mr. Paul Hero.
Good evening. It's an honor to be here with all of you. This is a wonderful milestone for all of you. I am proud of all of you. Over my 5 years as a state representative, and now as your mayor, I've tried to attend as many school and youth-related events as I could. Being able to see you at a DARE graduation or Eagle Scout ceremonies, reading in elementary school classrooms, visiting the open day of Attleboro Youth Baseball and Fast Pitch, and so much more has been a fun part of being in public office. All of you who are graduating are our reason for a hopeful future in our city, state, and country. I graduated from Attleboro High School in 1995. It was not the classroom lessons that I remember the most, but the life lessons that I took with me. When I was graduating 24 years ago, one of my class advisors told my graduating class to remember the lessons we were taught when we were little. Don't push, don't lie, and be nice. Life is all about how you treat people. Sometimes it can be difficult to be nice to people who are being nasty towards you. Sometimes it is difficult not to want to put people in their place when they are maligning your character or reputation or being difficult to work with. Each of you has been faced with that and will continue to be faced with that. But how you treat others often says more about you than it does about the other person. And what other people say about you often says more about them than it does you. I believe that the best way to practice kindness is with the people directly around you. Tell your friends that they are appreciated. Before you leave school today, say sorry if you hurt one of your classmates. Thank a teacher for trying to make a difference in your life. Tell your mom and dad that you love them and you're thankful for what they have given you. Don't ever underestimate how much it matters to show kindness or compassion. For those of you who have kids, consider that your children will live to see the year 2100. It's 2019 right now, but when you have kids, those kids will live to see the year 2100. That's remarkable. What kind of world will you want to leave to your children and your grandchildren? In politics, the different visions of our future are as many as there are people. But I think there's one thing that we can all agree on, and that is a kinder, more trustworthy future is the world we should all build. Each of you has that opportunity each and every day. Your classmates, teachers in this city will be looking forward to hearing big things from each of you in the years to come. But the thing that you will be most proud of is that if you're trustworthy and kind to other people. Graduates, this entire city is proud of you tonight, and we hope to hear good things from all of you in the years to come. Thank you for your time.
Now please join me in welcoming the Superintendent of the Attleboro Public Schools, Mr. David Sawyer.
On behalf of the Attleboro Public Schools, it is my pleasure to welcome our elected officials, community members, faculty and staff, parents, and most especially, Attleboro High School's graduating class of 2019. The class of 2019, not unlike the classes of 2015 and 2011 before it, will always be special to me, for my advisory is graduating today. Where are they? Hey guys. That's the shout out I promised. For a third time now, I have met a group of about 12 ninth graders and spent some regular time with them over the course of their 4 years at HS. This experience is supposed to be a service to our students, and I have always done my best to faithfully deliver on this intent. But increasingly over the last 12 years, I have become the true beneficiary of our time together. Not only does this almost weekly gathering provide me with a direct glimpse into the perceptions of some actual students, but the conversations we have had over the last 4 years both confront my assumptions and demand my reflection on their implications. Back during my teaching days, when I was much closer in age to my students, I would always bristle when veteran teachers would complain about the kids today. If asked for my own thoughts, I would often reply that kids are kids, suggesting that the essence of being a teenager never really changes, even if styles and sensibilities certainly do. Sometimes I'd follow up with an anecdote about the 4,000-year-old tablet archaeologists dug up somewhere in Mesopotamia that reportedly laments the decline of Sumerian youth, clear evidence that older generations have always worried that young people are ruining the world. Well, I'm older now, and suddenly kids do seem different, especially as my own children approach high school age. And my advisory has helped me to admit this surprising revelation. Kids really have changed. We grew up in very different times and share far fewer formative experiences. As a child, I had one screen in my home with only a handful of stations. Today's graduates are from the first generation to grow up in a world of innumerable screens, all connected to the internet, providing almost limitless content, an entirely different experience to be sure. In college, I once attended a lecture by 60s icon Timothy Leary, at which he theorized that the social revolutions ignited by the baby boomers were founded in the powerful childhood experience of watching television. Leary believed that for the first time in human history, the TV dial offered a means of choosing a preferred reality. So when the boomers became young adults, it should have surprised no one that when they saw something in society to which they objected, their reaction was to simply attempt to change the channel. Upon hearing this theory, I immediately wondered how my own generation may have been altered by our expanded cable experience of 57 channels and nothing on, as Springsteen put it. But no one really cares about Gen X, so I'll get to my point. What are the unintended consequences of children carrying around a personalized portal to anything in the world? How does it change the way that they relate to one another? How does it inform their understanding of themselves? People who know me will tell you that I'm usually a tech optimist, that I believe in progress and I think technology can and often does make the world a better place. But I do spend a lot of time these days worrying about how contemporary life has been upended by the disruptive impact of our devices. And this brings me back to my advisory. Of course, kids have been changed by these experiences, and they are not oblivious to it. They are deeply immersed in a social media culture which they are quick to criticize but seem powerless to escape. They know its dark side better than any of us and express sincere concerns about its repercussions. Once they explain to me how they are painfully aware of their weaknesses at personal interactions with strangers and worry about its practical consequences for them. So if social forces really do change our children fundamentally, should we ring the alarm bell and attempt to roll things back to some bygone era? My experience with my advisory suggests no. Even if such a move were possible, which realistically it isn't, it may not be necessary. There is a theory that rebelliousness in adolescence, rather than being some unfortunate accidental side effect of human development, is actually an adaptation that ensures that young people will be prepared for the social context that they will actually experience, rather than the semi-fictional one that the adults around them wish were the case. In this way, as culture develops, children are always equipped to thrive in times of social change. Of course, the flip side of all of this is that as we age, and the world we were prepared for as teenagers gives ways to the advancements of time, we eventually find ourselves strangers in our own land. This might explain why apprehensions about youth have remained a reliable theme of humanity dating all the way back to those grumpy Sumerians. So how is a middle-aged school administrator to feel about all this? And more importantly, how should we collectively educate our children in light of this challenging intersection between the generational divide that exists in any society and the accelerating pace of technological change that now widens it? Again, I think of my advisory. And while they have helped me to accept that some things have truly changed, they have also confirmed for me that other things don't. It turns out the kids really are still kids. They are excited but nervous about entering a new phase of their lives. They recognize that the world is fraught with challenging problems and believe that they have some ideas on how to improve it. They want to live in a society that is fair and just and protect their ability to freely pursue their personal aspirations. None of this is any different from those who came before them. Our ideas about how to accomplish all of this may differ, as their perceptions of life have been forged by a set of experiences my adolescent self could not have imagined. But we are essentially striving for the same things. And so, as educators, the ones these graduates are leaving behind, we should focus less on how the students we serve seem different from the way we romanticize our former selves, and instead commit to understanding them as they are and preparing them for the world they will inherit, which in the end will no longer be our own. And so, class of 2019, who I will always remember dearly, I have one piece of parting advice. Do not wait for people like me to step aside to make the world your own. Ignore any caution that you are not ready. You will learn in time anything that is required for success at whatever you are motivated to accomplish. Besides, like the rest of the adults assembled here today, you will, quite frankly, quickly forget most of what we profess so dearly the need to teach you. But this is okay. If we have done our jobs well, and I am confident that we continue to improve in this regard, then you have mastered the true lesson, that you are a learner by nature and will continue to grow and flourish if you cherish your education, formal, practical, or otherwise. I have no doubt you will honor your community's substantial investment in your future by becoming the person you ultimately decide you should be. I wish you luck in that endeavor. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Sawyer. Now I'd like to call forward the Student Council Vice President, Sydney Vieira.
Wow, today's the day, class of 2019, that we have been looking forward to since we probably found out our graduation year on our MCAS testing sheets in the third grade. It's May 31st, 2019, the day our high school days are officially over. Good evening, honored guests, administrators, family, friends, and of course, the class of 2019. It's crazy to think that just a quick 4 years ago, we were walking into this building as freshmen, getting lost to classes and learning how to walk in the hallways properly. Then we became sophomores, getting our permits and taking our last ever MCAS test, making sure we passed so we could graduate. Junior year hit and lives exploded into the toughest year of school we have ever faced so far, but we did beat the seniors in Spirit Rally, so go us. And then we became seniors. the year we have looked forward to since we were those lost little freshmen back in 2015. The year was filled with figuring out what we wanted to do with our lives, which we still don't understand how we can figure that out at 18. Learning how to deal with not getting a B2 cookie at lunch every day, and knowing in a short couple of months we wouldn't be back together with the same group of people again in this scenario. The past couple of weeks have been full of reminiscing and realizing that our time is coming to a close. We have developed a community here in the last 4 years by combining 5 elementary schools into 3 middle schools into 1 high school every 4 years of our lives. It's a community we can rely on because we grew up together. We understand the same memes, we went through the death of Vine together, and watched Disney Channel get progressively worse over time. The events in and out of school brought us together and helped us form the class of 2019. Before I keep going, I would like to take this time to appreciate the people who have helped us to get to this point in our lives. Thank you, the class of 2019, family and friends, for the lessons, traits, and skills you have granted each and every one of us 376 students throughout the years. Thank you to the teachers who dealt with our senioritis all year long and helped us push through to the end. A special thank you to our student council advisor, Ms. Pereira, or what we students mostly call her, KP. Without your drive and the love you have for our council, things these past couple of years would not have been possible. Us Stuco kids will miss you, KP, but don't think when we hear timber, our mind won't jump to the basic conference dance. I would also like to personally thank my family and friends, because without them, I wouldn't be up here speaking in front of all of you today, and especially my mom. You truly have been my rock throughout my whole family. I love you and thank you. When I started my student council journey as a freshman, at our first meeting, I was told to step outside my comfort zone, which is a quote I have lived by ever since. It brought me to my first regional meeting, then to my first state conference, and led me to run as your student council president as a junior. Without those words of wisdom early on, I wouldn't be here standing in front of you all. Now I want to pass on those words to you, class of 2019. In your life, you'll face roadblocks and forks in the roads. But during these times, remember to step outside of your comfort zone, because how else will the problem be fixed? The chapter of your life is closing, and another one is opening. And although that is cliche, it is true. It's time to get out of your box of familiar surroundings and try something new. This new chapter is about experimentation and learning about who you are outside of Attleboro High School and outside of the high school you. This quote, although it's not by some famous author or anthropologist, it's by a famous president here at Attleboro High School, Will Mackenzie. This simple line is the reason why I am here today, and because of his aspiration is the reason why I am standing here as your president. I truly am grateful for those words of wisdom, so thank you, Will, for that simple line you told a shy freshman girl 4 years ago. So now what? We've finished our finals, had our last ever spring concert, turned in our sports uniforms, and we officially feel washed up. Well, we are, but that's not a bad thing. It just means that this part of our life is done, and it's time to move on to something new. We have had a lot of lasts in this past couple of weeks, but now it's time to think about all the firsts we will have in the next couple of years. The first day of college, or work, or the military, your first visit home, or the first you are surprised that your best friend came home, you start to cry. The first amazing, many crazy stories to be shared within your new and old friend groups, and many more first to come. With every end, there is a new beginning. High school is over, and we know that, but we don't know what is ahead of us. We can't live in the fear of the unknown. We have to live in the excitement for the new firsts that come our way, because that is our life now, a huge road of firsts. Soon, the tassel will be on your left side, and it'll indicate your last moments of high school students. This will be your last time sitting with this group of people on the turf field, not while in gym class with Bono, but as high school students and before you turn into graduates of AHS. We have left our mark here on the school for the better, and now it's time to make your first mark on your new path. To the next chapter, class of 2019, congratulations to you all, and thank you for letting me be part of such an amazing class.
Thank you, Sydney, and I apologize. The program has you as vice president. I guess that's because we would like for you to stay around for another year, but you are, in fact, the president, so thank you for that beautiful speech. Please join me now in welcoming the salutatorian of the Attleboro High School class of 2019, Alexis Compton.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, parents, teachers, administration, grandparents, siblings, distinguished guests, and most importantly, the class of 2019. I had been imagining what to say in this speech since I found out my class rank. Yet, when the time came for me to sit down and write an actual speech, I drew a blank. So, as any student would do, I turned to the internet. As salutatorian, I'm here to welcome you to this joyous ceremony on luckily this beautiful day. A salutatorian is the person ranked second highest in the class, the first loser if you were to ask my mom. So, for those of you who know how hard I am on myself, you know why. Nevertheless, I am honored and proud to be up here. I asked what I should speak about, and I was told to talk about the past. The valedictorian gets to talk about the future, so the girl who has been told her whole life to not get stuck in the past has to now talk about the last 4 years. Freshman year, I played for the field hockey team. I was grateful for this because it gave me a chance to make friends before I started school and heard firsthand accounts of how other student athletes handled high school. However, it wasn't until my sophomore year that I truly appreciated what it meant to be on a team. The senior class that year was amazing. They made me feel part of the team, and they treated me as though they were proud to be my teammates and knew I could bring something to the team. I had never really experienced this before. During that season, I made a promise to myself if I ever became captain, this is how I wanted to treat other teammates. Their welcoming attitude also impacted me off the field. I wanted to become that familiar face you see in the hall and can smile at or say hi to. Senior year came around, and I was honored to be chosen as captain. I was beyond excited and knew exactly how I wanted to act as a leader. Though the season didn't go completely as I had hoped, I do think I made a positive impact with the team. I made sure I knew everyone's name and tried my best to catch up with them as much as I could. Being captain was one goal I made freshman year and got to see this through senior year. I am sure most of you went through the same thing freshman year, starting at a new school and wanting to make the most of the next 4 years. Either way, we all made little dreams for where we want to be senior year. I hope for those of you who made goals freshman year, they were met and you are happy it worked out the way it did. Even if your expectations were not upheld, I still hope you are proud with who you have become. We have all grown from freshman year, whether it is academically or socially. During high school, we have all had to make choices, what classes to take, whether or not we study for the unit test, or if we really want to do a 30-page section of notes. We also had to decide what we want to do socially. Do we go to that party, stay out late the night before a test, or become friends with a specific group of people? No matter what path you chose, it has led you to where you are today. These choices will be the starting point for who you will become in your next chapter in life. This was the time to start finding out who you really are. It was the time to understand your interests and what makes you happy. Whether or not we would like to admit it, Attleboro High School has helped mold us into the people we are today. From the faculty to other students, all the interactions and the environment we have been surrounded in has contributed to the class that sits in front of me. With that being said, this year was the year of the student voice. I would like to acknowledge all the things this class stood up for. Beginning with the March for Our Lives and the issues surrounding gun violence, my peers spoke up for what they believed in and was able to share that opinion with others. Most importantly, they were able to share information that supported their opinion, not solely what they thought. As mental health came to be a larger issue, One student was able to come up with the idea to get more guidance counselors and got a large following. Students were also chosen to help with curriculum and represent us at school committees. We also have multiple classes where students can go out into the community and make a difference, and a number of students did just that. The amount of support we receive from our teachers and faculty creates an environment where students aren't afraid to share their opinion. This is great for both students and teachers because it can lead to positive outcomes where all can benefit or learn from. We have all come across challenges and obstacles that have made decisions difficult. Remember, no one has ever said the path to success was a straight line. We have all experienced really great times and really bad times. We have made friendships that may have only lasted a trimester and others that will last a lifetime. Hopefully you have noticed and appreciate the support you have received from family members, teachers, and friends. I have found that people who support you won't always be the first ones getting you off the field or congratulating you after a performance, but they will always be the ones waiting for you at the car or at home. Do not forget who was there for you in the beginning and stuck through to the end. Enjoy them and thank them. It has been a long 4 years, but we finally made it. I hope all of you are proud of where you are today, the graduating seniors for finishing a chapter in life, and parents and guardians for getting a child through 12 years of school. I would like to wish you all good luck in your future endeavors. Don't forget to look back, as I had to today, and remember where you took your first step into finding who you really are. And don't you forget about me. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexis. Now join me in welcoming the valedictorian of the Attleboro High School class of 2019, Kathleen Cairns.
Good evening, graduates, family members, supporters, educators, and community members. This view is truly remarkable. Standing at this podium and looking out on the joyful faces of not only my fellow classmates, but everyone who has been there to support us every step of the way is greatly inspiring. It is a privilege to be speaking here tonight on behalf of Attleboro High School's class of 2019. Before beginning, there are many individuals I must thank for shaping me into the woman I am today. To my parents, who were there through every triumph and hardship, thank you for teaching me independence and for reminding me to stay true to myself. To my older sister, Samantha, thank you for your continuous support of my aspirations. To my dance teachers, thank you for teaching me discipline and for always embracing the creative risks that I choose to take. I wish to begin by telling a story my dad shared with me recently. My grandfather, Dr. Joseph Cairns, was an avid runner and frequently ran the Boston Marathon. Every Marathon Monday, my father, along with his 9 siblings, would station themselves periodically along the route, each ready to give their passing father a cup of water and an eager, bug-eyed smile as he weaved in and out of the sea of runners. The elation they experienced upon seeing their father accomplish his goal was, as my father described, better than words. Graduates, we embody the spirit of my grandfather. We have been running this race for a long time. The road was not paved with simplicity and ease, however. At times, the terrain was undoubtedly rough. Despite these circumstances, we persisted, and that persistence is the reason we are sitting here right now. Class of 2019, I want you all to think of the people who have been standing on the sidelines of your route, cheering for you as you exerted through every difficult moment. These individuals have shaped you all into figures defined by independence, who are able and willing to accept new beginnings, earnestly and with warmth. Be sure to thank them today and every day. Classmates, as we reflect on the past 4 years, we are met with a multitude of emotions. I want to bring to your attention the concept of fear. The social construct of today's society prohibits individuals from sharing their true selves with others. I would like to remind my classmates despite your path for the future, to be unapologetically yourself. Modern dance revolutionary Martha Graham once said, "You are unique, and if that is not fulfilled, then everything has been lost." We as humans attempt to stay in the realm of normality. We avoid uncomfortable or unappealing situations which would cause our peers to laugh or judge. I encourage you to purposefully place yourselves in positions of discomfort and embarrassment. It is in these positions that growth is possible. Do not search for the approval of others as you craft who you will be in the future. Be sure to decide that for yourself. As we end our high school careers, we look back on all that we have learned. We think back on classes, dances, football games, activities, and of course, the people we have met in our years here. These relationships will withstand only if you continue to tend to them. Remember those who you have grown close to, including those who are sitting with you right now. We have all grown together, learned vital lessons together, and made memories we will continue to treasure. Be sure to think of these friends as you enter your new chapter. Classmates, the world is waiting for us. As intimidating as this may seem, do not fear the unknown. Find comfort in chaos, whether that be through calling family members on the phone, watching your favorite movie, or viewing the sunset with newfound friends. The drastic changes we will experience, either by entering the workforce, attending college, or joining the military, will absolutely result in growth. Always celebrate the little victories in your everyday lives, no matter how small. They are reminders of progress, and these are the reminders we need to keep persisting. No matter what your path may be, never lose your passions. Identify the things you love to do and capitalize on them. Share these passions with those around you and turn to them when things seem rough. I encourage you to never lose sight of what gives you purpose, as it truly defines who you are. In closing, I wish to comment on the present. Enjoy this moment, graduates. We are transitioning from a life we have known so well to a future which is abstract. This state of uncertainty is exciting. Take time to process all that you have done and all that you will do. Celebrate with those who have continuously supported you. Stay aware of just how capable you truly are to change the world. Actress and activist Emma Watson once said, "I don't want other people to decide who I am. I wish to decide that for myself." Congratulations, class of 2019. May we walk across this stage with intention and welcome our new future with open arms. Thank you.
I just have to pause quickly. We have 3 vehicles that must be moved immediately at the entrance of Green Drive so that an emergency vehicle can get through. It is 77FK72. It's a Nissan Pathfinder. Also a black BMW 2NF281 and a blue Toyota Corolla WH916. Again, also another text just came in, a 4th vehicle at the entrance of Green Drive, a Hyundai Sonata, license 2NK755. Again, those 4 vehicles, Nissan Pathfinder, black BMW, blue Toyota Corolla, and a Hyundai Sonata at the entrance of Green Drive need to be moved immediately, or they will be towed because we have to get an emergency vehicle through. And now I'd like to recognize A.J. Shark, president of the Attleboro High School class of 2019, who will offer reflections and pass the time key to the incoming senior class of 2020, represented by their president, Benjamin Wood. A.J.?
key's gonna fall. God. Just gonna let it rest on the plant. Okay. Good evening, honored guests, Attleboro Public Schools, faculty and staff, families, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2019. Happy graduation. First, I would like to thank everyone who came out here tonight to see us walk across this stage. It truly means a lot to see all the love and support. Parents and guardians, I know you are sad that this day has come. I mean, my mom sobs at the mention of graduation or college, but you should be extremely proud. This class has accomplished so many amazing things these past 12 years in Attleboro Public School System, and will go on to do big things in the coming years with whatever it is they have chosen to do, whether it be college, military, or the workforce. Before reflecting on the last 4 years and passing the key, I would like to thank a few people. A huge thank you to my parents, brothers, and grandfather. Without your support, I wouldn't be where I am today. You have each pushed me to step outside my comfort zone and try to be the best I can be. I love you. Thank you to all the teachers I have had over the past 12 years. Without your guidance and teaching, I would not have become the student and person I am today. Our senior executive board, Aiden, Kat, Jen, Alex, Leah, and Kira, I wouldn't have been able to do any of it without you. Thank you for all your hard work and dedication. Lastly, a giant thank you to our class advisors, Miss Altieri and Mrs. Sawyer. Since the start of freshman year, our class has gone through many different advisors. Miss Altieri, you have stuck with us the longest, since the end of freshman year, and have always been there for me to come to when I need to rant or just need advice. Your help and guidance these past few years has led the class of 2019 to where they are now. None of the events we held would have been possible without you. Mrs. Sawyer, although you just came on as our advisor this past year, you have had a profound impact on our class. Your experience with being a class advisor and your love for the class of 2019 has made the last few weeks and the whole senior year amazing. Thank you both so much for that, all that you have done. Wow, it really has been a crazy 4 years, hasn't it? I remember the first day of freshman year, everyone was so scared they were going to get lost and be late for class. Later that day, I was talking to a friend, and she told me she got lost, couldn't find her class, so she just sat in the courtyard and gave up. That story just proves that we have all had senioritis since day one. It feels like just yesterday we were all freaking out about the seniors leaving and B3 closing. Oh, the closing of B3. Freshman year, this meant venturing down to B2 with all the upperclassmen, and sophomore and junior year, it meant we had to deal with the freshmen trying to steal our tables. Sophomore year was a blur of Sweet 16s, and junior year was full of college tours and SAT stress. Then we started senior year. The year began with 2 half-days because finally the Attleboro Public Schools decided it was torture to subject us to sticky seats in A building, gross glass hallway smells, and windowless B building classrooms for a whole day in the 90-degree weather. Then a few days later, it rained. Now, rain is a normal thing, but this time it was different. The pool parking lot was no longer the pool parking lot because it was outside the pool, but this time it became a pool. I was in Miss Pereira's room when people came running in saying the parking lot was flooded and cars were underwater. I walked outside to see students swimming in the parking lot. This was a first for most of us. Then after the exciting first few weeks of the year went on and the college stress began. Everyone was scrambling to figure out what they wanted to do, where they wanted to go, and what they were going to write a 600-word essay about. College season came and went, and everyone began to receive letters, good and bad. Now here we are. This is the day we have looked forward to for years. We have endured so much stress just to get to this point. We will leave here today, and many of us will never see each other again. And we will all go our separate ways this fall, but we will be where we belong. This is our time to shine and show the world what the Attleboro class of 2019 has to offer. Now it is time for me to cast the key of Attleboro High School over to the class of 2020's president, Ben Wood. Although I have not had the chance to get to know Ben well, I do know that he is the man for the job. His peers and advisors speak of him very highly and tell me he is a great president. From seeing all that he has accomplished this past year as president, I know the class of 2020 is in good hands. Ben, enjoy every moment of this next year. It will fly by. Take in every event and fundraiser you do and cherish each one. Now, here's your giant key. It's basically useless since it's a big wooden key. So, this is it. This is time for all of us to say goodbye and begin the next chapters in our lives. Thank you for all the memories, and thank you so much for choosing me to serve as the president of the class of 2019 these last 4 years. It has truly been an honor. Now, as someone I look up to, aka the Ari Susi once said, go accomplish big things. Thank you.
Thank you, AJ. Now it's my pleasure to present the Metcalf Awards. The Helen W. Metcalf Prize of $5 was instituted 100 years ago tomorrow in June of 1919 and is presented at the graduation exercises at Attleboro High School each year to the member of the graduating class having the highest average for 3 years of work in English. It is in memory of a former English teacher at Attleboro High, Miss Helen W. Metcalf, who was one of the founders of the Pierian Club. In appreciation of this remembrance of his sister, Lewis Metcalf set aside a trust fund for all of the awards. We now present the Metcalf Awards to the class of 2019, ranging from $750 to $1,000. For the Metcalf Prize in English, Hunter Desitels. The Metcalf Award for Academic Excellence is awarded to Kathleen Cairns. The Metcalf Award in Mathematics is presented to Alexis Compton. The Metcalf Award in Science is presented to Brennan McAvoy. The Metcalf Award in Social Studies is presented to Ellen Marshall. And the Metcalf Award in World Languages is presented to Julia LaValle. And now, Assistant Principal Mrs. Jean Hickox will make the announcement of the graduates. Diplomas will be presented by members of the Attleboro School Committee and Attleboro's Municipal Council.
Will school committee member Mr. Bill Larson please join us? Good to go. Here we go. Aaron William Shirk, Jr. Sydney Anna Vieira. Aiden Vincent Lancaster. Catherine Ann Bell. Jennifer Ann Larson. Kathleen Margaret Cairns. Alexis Jane Compton. Eli Sakalian Arujo. Emma Joan Becker. Jared Christopher Cooper. Michaela Christina Gorbiel. Lindsay Marie Craig. John Edward Doherty. Samantha Grace Fasselt. Robert Kenneth Furtado. Soha Habib. Owen Andrew Hamill Kelleher. Thank you, Mr. Larson. Ms. Scales, would you please come up? Megan Elizabeth Hammerski. Shaylin Paige Harrison. Mason Thomas Houle. Holland Simone Jackson. Natalie Christine Johnson. Holly Alyssa Kaler. Trevor Dennis Copy. Felicia Nicole Laguerre. Mackenzie Nicole Lamoureux. Emmanuel Maranata Laurent. Ashley Nicole Lozier. Cameron James Littig. Kira Madison Lyons. Calvin James Marignano. Ellen Patricia Marshall. Riley Madison Martell. Brennan Thomas McAvoy. Tiana Marie McDonald. Andre Glenn Menard. Riley Morgan Netter. John Patrick O'Donnell. Abisola Ibukunoluwa Alawagun. Cheryl Eliza Sarian Sabilla. Elizabeth May Saltz. Louis Alfredo Sandoval, Jr. Dion Joseph Smith. Ms. Scales, if you would step aside for a moment, and Mr. Storrs, please come up. James Ryan Storrs. Abby Lee Straminsky. Kara Noel Thornton. Christopher Ryan Wright. Jornell Giovanni Abadia. Omar Enrique Acevedo. Hussein Ali. Evan Gilbert Andrews. Thank you, Mr. Storrs. Ms. Scales, please return. Victoria Charity Vincent Antone. Jonathan Hilera Ares. Brianna Victoria Aroni. Karolos Assad Ayad. Nathan Felix Baez Caceres. Louis Anthony Barzola. Kayla Dalton Battisti. Christopher John Beard. Nicholas Paul Bellotti. Jailing Maribel Benitez. Aliana Denise Benjamin. Riley Jean Benvenuti. Alyssa Ann Berard. Mackenzie Julia Bergdahl. Nilafar Bouillon. Tyler Joseph Biller. Noai Limu Binda. Ian Cameron Blank. Rachel Marie Blessinger. Chelsea Lee Bargalt. Savannah Lynn Boyle. Taylor Sky Briggs. Austin Peter Brown. Danielle Rose Brown. Nicholas Vaughn Brown. John Paul Brule. Kenneth Jefferson Bunn. Christopher Benjamin Burdette. Chelsea Marie Calcagni. Alexandra Nicole T. Calvert. Jake Edward Camara. Kenneth Scott Candelet. Kayla Marie Cantu. Brianna L. Coet. Jada Ariana Coet. Daniela Marife Cardona. Brooke Elizabeth Carey. Evan Perry Carling. Colleen Marie Carroll. Eduardo Asunción Carvalho. Thank you, Mrs. Scales. Mr. Geddes, please come up. John Ellery Casali III. Reese Castevens. Christina Castillo. Jonathan Taylor Casto. Abby Joan Castro. David Anthony Cataloni. David Robert Sarasulo. Rimsky Césaire. Nathan James Champagne. Colin Lawrence Chartier. Tiffany Jade Chin. Michael Patrick Choberka, Jr. Gabriella Lynn Ciancola. Mackenzie Mary Louise Clark. Kelsey May Cole. Emily Rose Colpitts. Nicholas Christopher Corsi. Justin Michael Cote. Sarah Elise Croto. Autumn Mackenzie Cummings. Jared Christopher D'Entremont. June Elizabeth Daly. Jasmine Mariah Davis. Taylor Brianna Davis. Joshua Cole DeFreitas. Michael Robert Delmonico. Madison Allison Dent. Hunter Raymond Desitels. Abigail Knight DeVincent. Anthony Michael Diesso. Genesis Marianne Diaz. Zachary Joseph De Palma. Robert Paul Donahue. Christopher William Doyle. Dayla Lynn Drainville. Taylor Gloria Drape. Zachary Allen Drolet. Zachary Joseph Duarte. Jacqueline Elizabeth Dufault. Connor Thomas Dunn. Mark Adam Dunshee. Denisha Nicole DeVerno. Derek Stephen Ebert. Marguerite Ann Engracia. Anthony Henry Espinosa. Jacqueline Del Carmen Esteban Mendez. Georgianne Zanita Estrada Manzanares. Nicholas Philip Evans. Tyler Matthew Evans. Kayla Ali Fenton. Katerina Marie Ferreira. Mason Stephen Ferreira. Alex James Farrow. Kyle Jeffrey Philippi. Ashley Grace Fish. Calvin Rainville Fisher. Jacob Matthew Fisk. Aaron Jacob Flynn. Riley Marie Fonts. Annabelle Caitlin Fortune. Dylan Matthew Foster. Caleb Fredericks. Jack Thomas Froyo. Claudia Gaida. Cody Tyler Gale. Haley Lynn Gallagher. Andrew William Gallant. Troy Raymond Gamache. Kayla Elizabeth Logan Gary. Jenna Nicole Garapi. Dominique Elizabeth Garnes. Dale Gregory Gensler. Zashari Imalai Geronimo. Edward Bruce Gingras. Carlos Garone. Vasara Joni. Casey Amber Glaze. Jacob Thomas Goring. Jason Michael Grenier. Thank you, Mr. Geddes. Mr. Storrs, would you come on back? Cameron William Griswold. Benjamin Russell Gribb. Matthew Jonathan Gribb. Julia Margot Habart. Sydney Kathleen Habart. Hamza Habib. William Anderson Halben. Lauren McCrae Hart. Nathan Barbosa Hawes. Corinne Nicole Hill. Faith Marie Hindi. Brady Faria Hollander. Elizabeth Marie Holcomb. Dalvandi Hangbanthong. Adrian Latrell Hood. Marissa Elizabeth Hoyt. Lucas Charles Hudson. Patrick Armando Ibarra. Antonio Ramon Ipina. Cole Thomas Isabel. Autumn Christine Jennings. Benjamin Emmett Johnson. Ethan Joseph Johnson. Olivia Louise Johnson. Charles Bradford Johnson Kiff. Patrick Richard Juskovich. Amanda Calypso Kadishikis. Sorry. Adrian Jean Kane. Devin Charles Kane. Kylie Cornwell Carney. Takara Drew Keel. Olivia Kelly Mansfield. Kyle James Kerrigan. Muhid Aslam Khatib. Kanika Angel Kim. Thank you, Mr. Storrs. Mr. Larson. Megan Michaela Kleinbrell. Gabriella Alexandra Kowalski. Dominic Kraychek. Erica Lynn Labar. Jordan Catherine Lako. Evan Andrew Landry. Sierra Lynn Lapointe. Samuel Peter Larkin. Taylor Lorraine La Rochelle. Matthew Jacob Latache. Mary Teresa Larala. Julia Ann Lavalle. Matthew Thomas Lavoy. Stephen Michael LeBlanc. Jonathan Cruz Leon. Colin Christopher Levis. Tyler Thomas Libby. Marcel Lieber. Summer Rose Lieberman. Caitlin Elizabeth Lima. Richard Pryor Links IV. O.T. Jose Llanos. Amelia Marissa Lopez. Thank you, Mr. Larson. Mr. Withers, please step up. Brianna Marie Lopez. Rebecca Amelia Lucier. Thomas James Manning III. Robert Scott Martin, Jr. Alanis Dalien Mateo Soto. Noah Andrew Matheson. Robertia Matherin. Alex Daniel Matos. Benton Mitchell Mattingly. Juliana Mazzo. Kyle Patrick McCabe. Nathan Douglas McCrowan. Dylan Joseph William McDonald. Rhiannon Janet McIsaac. Caitlin Elizabeth McKenna. Brendan Patrick McNally. Abigail Rose McNeil. Anthony James Medeiros. Gibson Sonny Meehan. Marlena Chenda Men. Aaliyah Rose Matrano. Natalia Maria Montijo. Donald Ernest Montmany. Matthew Keith Moreau. Kevin Mariano Moreno. Caitlin Isabel Morse. Zachary Brahim Musharit. Gordon Jacob Moulton. Michael Robert Moulton. Samantha Rose Murphy. Alexander Joseph Naughton. Ariana Danielle Naughton. Kylie Elizabeth Nelson. Leah Claire Newman. Antonio Nieves IV. Benjamin Philip Noel. Raven Michelle Norris. Yasel Neuer Almanzar. Cameron Michael Nuttall. Alexander Charles O'Brien. Emily Nicole Olivier. Giselle Rosalie Ortega. Jocelyn Esmeralda Ortega. Cala Aurora Panone. Simone Marie Paquin. Alexander William Paradise. Samantha Kennedy Pariseau. Dakota Anthony Parker. Colton John Parkinson. Joseph Marcel Peachwall. Patrick Cullen Peak. Allison Elizabeth Peixoto. Corinne Joelle Perry. Haley Carol Petro. Jasmine Oliveira Pires Monteiro. Thank you, Mr. Withers. At this time, I'd like to call City Councilor Heather Perica to present Edward John Perica III. Thank you, Ms. Perica. School Committee member Ms. Johnson, please join. Bethany A. Portillo. Kaylin Marie Portillo. Casey Michelle Pratt. Emily Marie Prue. Dmitry Olegovich Prokofiev. Hannah Riley Prue. Robert Michael Pulster. Sean Peter Quintilio. Nicholas Andrew Raffa. Leah Diane Randall. Chase Hunter Rath. Paul James Reardon. John Joseph Riley III. Morgan Kim Reinbold. Madison Marie Reyes. Mackenzie Elizabeth Roberts. Alexander Vicente Rodriguez. Lorelai Rexmay Rojas. Justin Rom. Sarah Caitlin Rose. Emily Lynn Rose. Damian Oliver Rosenfield. Alexia Anna Rotundi. Sean Michael Salguero. Evelyn Julissa Salguero. Katie Milena Salguero. Julia Santagata. David Anthony Santiago. Isabel Roseline Saturn. Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Mr. Storrs, please. Matthew Scott. Kevin, get her to move them closer. Thank you, Mr. Storrs. Mr. Quinn, please step up. Ethan James Shangra. Frankie Ann Derica Shea. Michael Andrew Schumann. John Michael Signorelli. Graydon Joseph Sylvia. Stephanie Ann Alyssa Simino. Gary Lee Skit III. Brianna Lee Slaney. CJ Joseph Smith. Hunter Lee Smith. Natalie Quinn Smith. Mark Anthony Sosha. Ryan Donald Solari. Alexandra Kate Susi. Rachel Lynn Spader. Lodia Marie Sparks. George Kendrick Steigler. Eli Samuel Sternbach. Andrew Anthony Suarez. Ryan Paul Tangney. Hannah Elizabeth Tarbox. Ciara Marie Taylor. Joshua David Therian. Kyle Mark Therian. Nicholas Charles Tebow. Zachary James Thomas. Nelson Francisco Tikas. Brittany Elizabeth Tucker. Megan Renee Tully. Dylan Bundy Unn. Olachi Kayla Unaka. Mylin Tyra Van. Troy Jonathan Van Vliet. Alexander Michael Vaz. Nicholas Sidney Vecchioli. Kevin Mael Velasquez Rivera. Anivia Mariana Vertentes. Bradley Vencel Viveros. Katrina Carantonis Vieira. Carolyn Elizabeth Vincent. Gregory Michael Walker. Liam Douglas Walker. Kyle Richard Walsh. Caleb Wayne Watson. Kylie Marie Wazen. Jacob Harvey Weatherford. Elizabeth Marie Weaver. Luke Stephen Webb. Brian William Widener. Mackenzie Ryan Wildrick. Dante Jaleel Williams. Jared Corin Williams Maxwell. Julia Virginia Wynn. Benjamin Carl Winslow. Desmond Curtis Woodson. Joykins Yano. Guled Abdi Yusuf. Tyler James Zabel. Kevin Zoe. Chelsea Pierce. Ladies and gentlemen, the Attleboro High School class of 2019.
Mr. Sawyer, can you join me at the podium, please? Mr. Sawyer, based on the recommendation of the faculty, I stand here before you to present the class of 2019. They are deserving of all the benefits, pleasures, and responsibilities that this diploma represents, and they await your certification.
Is everybody ready? By the power vested in me, by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the Attleboro School Committee, I hereby recognize that the diploma recipients here today have met all legal and state requirements. I now declare you graduates of Attleboro High School in the year 2019.
In closing, I'd like to acknowledge our music department, our CTE department. Special thanks to Ms. Katie Rigo, Mr. Dave Elderkin, Mr. Jason Parento for their hours of hard work. I'd also like to thank our partners, AACS, the Sun Chronicle, and Attleboro's OIT department. To parents and guests, please remain in your seats until the students have exited the stadium. Students will meet family and friends on the field hockey field. Congratulations.
taking all like the stands first, or like what are we doing? Okay.
I'll keep your clothespins on the stand. Leave your clothespins on the stand. When you get back at the band room, then put your clothespins away. Oh man.
Should we do our instruments here?
No, bring them back first.
I'm like, my music is my music and my instruments and my water.